Yo, YouTube, how you guys doing? What's going on? Welcome back to another gameplay review video. If this is your first time ever watching a video like this is a series that I do where basically viewers can submit footage of gameplay that they do where they lose. And there's a channel on this on my Discord. If you guys are interested, feel free to join the Discord if you're interested in doing this. Where you can basically submit your gameplays and I will go through your game and watch it and talk about the things that you do right as well as the things that you do wrong. And we basically, you know, try to help you improve with the game and show you what works and what doesn't. And also, if you guys are interested in submitting, join my Discord and there's a channel for it, but make sure you check the pinned messages for the channel so that you get the guidelines. If you don't follow the guidelines, we're not going to review your video. But yeah, that's basically it. So let's get started. We have a huntress, and this is a rank 7 huntress on PC. I mean, you can see it all up here. Rank 7 huntress. It even spoils the ending. It's a 1 kill. Big shocker. Let's go ahead and just get started here, and let's talk about your perks. Like, let's talk about your perks and your build before getting anything else. So your perks are like, they're interesting. You have barbecue and chili, pop goes the weasel, discordance, and corrupt intervention, which is not bad. I think it's a good. This is a good distribution of like different styles of perks. Like you have 2 tracking perks, right? Like these are your 2 tracking perks. This is like weird. It's kind of making an 8. Yeah, your top and your bottom perks are your tracking perks, right? Like that's how you find people. Discordance and barbecue, which are both pretty good. Discordance, I think, isn't that great. I think this is like one of those weird preference perks. Some people love discordance, some people hate it. I am personally not a huge fan of it, although on Huntress it can definitely be nice because you can get cross maps. Like for instance, if you're here and like this gen gets like lit up with discordance, you can just start lobbing hatchets toward that bitch. You know, you can be like, hey, fuck you guys, and start launching mortars at it. You know, and barbecue is obviously good as far as, and then you're also running 2 slowdown perks. So like I like that. I like that you're running 2 tracking perks and 2 slowdown perks. I think that's very good for Huntress. Unfortunately, I don't think pop is the best slowdown perk for Huntress, and this might be a little bit of like a hot take here. I feel like some people might disagree with me, but I personally feel like if you're taking the time to stop and kick a gen when there's survivors nearby, you're giving them a ton of distance, and distance is like the #1 way to counterplay Huntress. Like if a good Huntress player gets you to a loop, you're more than likely gonna get hit unless it's like a very specific loop. Like she's very dangerous when she gets close to you, but getting far away is a really good way of not getting hit by her. So pop kind of like lets survivors get distance, which isn't great. It shouldn't really be a problem. The survivors are really good. If they're not super good, then it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm being picky here. I'm being picky. Overall, it's a good build though. I like it. Your add-ons are that's the common. Okay, you have like special. All your shit looks fancy, by the way. You got fancy perks, fancy power, fancy everything. You're fucking straight fancy in here. Your add-ons are, that's the common one, I believe. Yeah, that's the common one that goes blindness for 30 seconds on hit. And then that's the venomous concoction, right? That's the 90-second exhaustion, which is absurd. 90 seconds of exhaustion is insane. So basically, if you hit someone with a hatchet, they're getting exhausted for 90 seconds and blind for 30. So that is, you got some interesting hatchets there. It also seems like you spawned on, this looks like Azerov's resting place. I didn't see the actual spin, but this looks like Azerov's. So you're on Azerov's, and you're going to immediately start going in. Oh, well, you got discordance. We're going to do, wait, why'd you put that away? Why'd you put that away? Wait, what are you doing? Oh no! Oh no! Wait, you know what? I forgot to read the message. You might be getting a hit right here. I forgot to read the message that the person left with the video. So let me do that real quick. This video was left with a message. I know this is kind of an awkward time for this because there's literally a fucking who's an ace like sitting right in front of us. But the message that was left with this video was, I've played this killer for a while, but I only got 1 kill despite my best efforts. I'm also not entirely sure what glaring mistakes I made either, so would love any input on that. Thanks for appreciate the help. Okay, so there's probably going to be a lot. Like again, I touch base on like every little mistake in this video, so trying to get too overwhelmed, but we'll let this play out just to see if you get a hit here. Okay, you don't get a hit here. Okay, let me back it up before we get any further. Let me back it up. So like right here, you probably could have gotten a hit right here. Like what's good about perks like discordance is like, okay, you're like you like okay, sure, your lullaby is big, but these guys working on this generator, they don't know. These guys don't know that you have discordance. They don't know that you know, right? Like as a survivor, you're just sitting there on the gen. You maybe hear like a faint lullaby in the distance, but you're like, yeah, she's so far away. She doesn't know I'm on this gen. Like she's not close enough to know. So they would never expect a hatchet to fly at him, right? So what you could have done here, you could have very easily like strafed to the side, because like there's this big wall in the way, right? But you could have strafed to the side, got line of sight of the thing, and then thrown a hatchet and gotten a free hit. You could have easily gotten a free hit right here. This is like the point of running discordance. Like that's the whole point of this perk. Like it's kind of depressing that you're not getting the value out of it right here. Like you could have easily, like, I don't know why you put this away. Like you were kind of doing well. I wouldn't even walk as far forward as you would have. I would have stayed back a little bit and then just straight to the side and then thrown a hatchet. Like they were not gonna be looking for this. There's no way. They have no idea that you know, right? Like look, even right here, you can see he's still on the gen. Like he wasn't looking for it at all. He wasn't even slightly looking for it. He just now started like crouching once you got close. You could have easily got a hit there. So that's kind of a bummer. You weren't getting the full value out of discordance. You missed a hatchet there, which, you know, was very close to landing. I'm not going to give you too much shit for that. Oh, no, not like this. Oh, not like this. Oh, not like this. Okay, what's happening? You going to M1 him now? All right, you get a hatchet on. That's actually a good hatchet. Good job. He's exhausted. You don't got to worry about dead heart or anything. I would have just M1'd him there. I would have just M1'd him. You're not going to make this now. Oh no. I'll let this finish playing out. Okay, you down him. You down him. Okay, and then I'm assuming you're just gonna hook him. I'm assuming nothing else crazy happens. I'm gonna back it up and talk about this because there was a lot of glaring mistakes there. You're gonna go reload. Okay, let's just go talk about this. Okay, so first off, I'm not gonna comment at all on like missed hatchets. As far as like if you aim badly, right? I'm not gonna comment at all on just you having bad aim, right? Like if someone's in front of you and you throw a hatchet, like if someone's right here and you're gonna throw a hatchet at him and you just like throw it over there, obviously on accident, then I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you aimed badly, you know? I'm not gonna comment on that because I don't think that's constructive. Like obviously you know that you aimed badly, right? I'm only gonna try to comment on like decision making. So like this first hatchet I don't think was crazy. That was a decent throw. He just like happened to move at the very last second as you released it. This one here though, like this is one of those hatchets where you pick it up like anticipating him dropping the pallet, but why do you release it? Why do you release this hatchet? There's really no reason to release this hatchet. I guess maybe you're just not experienced enough with Huntress to know yet that like if he keeps running, this doesn't land. Because you should only be releasing this hatchet if he drops the pallet, like while he's in the animation of dropping it. If he doesn't drop it, then you just waste it, which you do. You like release it way too late. He's already around the corner, and then you're just down a hatchet, which might not seem like much, but you only get 5 hatchets before you got to reload. You know, if you're wasting them all, then you're not going to get your downs. I don't know what happened right there. That was just an awkward swing. It happens. This hatchet was good. Your aim was, it was weird that you like looked to the right for so long, but you did get it right here. I don't know why you don't M1 him. Like this seems weird. Like he's exhausted. You know he doesn't have dead hard up because he's exhausted because of your hatchet. You can easily catch up and get an M1. Like you're close enough to him here that you can literally just M1 him. Like maybe like 2 more steps and you're M1ing him. Like you're definitely gonna hit him before he makes it to the pallet. And then that also conserves your 2 hatchets, right? So you can leave them up in case someone else is nearby. But instead you go for a hatchet. And this hatchet was released at a really, really bad time. Like you didn't like, you weren't really patient with this hatchet. You kind of just like rushed it. Like for instance, like the shape of this object that you were trying to throw around, like just to look at this, like these tires is the high part, right? Like this is the high part of the loop. And then here's like the lower part. So like if you're going to throw a hatchet over this, you obviously want to throw it over like the low part, like the low part right there. I should make that a different color. The low part. Like that's, wait, that circle's too big. Like this part is where is like where you want to throw it under, right? Like this part right here. That's where you want to throw it. You don't want to throw it on the highest part, like the highest possible part, because it's never going to go over. Like it's just going to hit the object and you're not going to hit the survivor, which is exactly what happens. It just spikes it in. It didn't even get to the tires. It hit the thing before it. Plus another piece of advice is that if you're trying to throw over objects like this, it's really good to like back up a little bit. If you're rubbing right up against it, sometimes the hitbox gets weird and you can't throw over it. It's really, really good to like back up maybe like just a little bit, just like just even like an inch away from the wall, just so you're not hugging the wall. I don't know why it's a thing, but hugging the wall seems to really screw you over. And then this is weird, but you end up getting a good hatchet there. Like that was a great hatchet, so you ended up redeeming yourself there. Luckily, because if you didn't land that hatchet, this guy was probably going to loop you forever, because that was your last hatchet. Had you not landed that, this dude was about to take you on a one-way trip down to Loop Town, baby. You're about to go down to Loop Town, where all the gens get done in like half a second. Good old Loop Town. You're gonna hook this guy though. There was someone else nearby because discordance went off. I don't know, like they're probably gone by now, but there was someone else here because discordance was going off, so he wasn't the only one on that gen earlier. And I guess we found him. It appears that we found him. You should still be able to make this hook anyway, I believe, unless he body blocks. Oh no, and he is. Wait, maybe he's not. Oh, that Ash fucked up. Why do you not body block? Wow, he fucked up hard. He's getting the unhook. He's getting the unhook. He's getting the unhook. What are you? Oh, not like this. Not like this. Oh, not like this. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, all right. I don't like, you got saboed, and then this Ash almost made a really good play here. Like this was, I just want to talk about this. This would have been so, like, had he just stayed here and body blocked you in this little hallway, that would have been such a sick play from this Ash. Like that dude definitely would have wiggled. But I don't know what the fuck he did. He like juked away or something. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But you got this hook, and you see him at the last second, right? Like you kind of see him passing you. Like you see him going to the left as you hook, right? Like you see him for a split second there going to the left. So I guess you assume he's to the left. But the second you turn this corner, and you see no scratch marks, like there's no scratch marks, there's nothing. Like he's not here. You can know for a fact that he's not here. Like he's definitely behind you, and you're kind of just walking away from him while he's standing right beside a hook. Like why? That's free hits. So you kind of like, I don't know why you commit so hard to this. Like the second you see there's no scratch marks, you should be instantly turning around. Like instantly. There should be no hesitation. You should be instantly turning around and be like, oh shit, the hook. But instead you like circle the whole way around and you're like, what's going on? And then they get the unhook and then you're confused. And here, like, here's an example of bad aim. I'm not gonna give you any advice for this. Like you clearly just missed. Like it wasn't a bad decision to throw a hatchet at this guy, you just missed. It happens. This Ash then sabos this hook, and you find him and you M1 him. I would have hatcheted that guy. You have like the exhaustion hatchets for a reason. Wait, what are you doing? Oh no, you were so indecisive and you just let them both get away. Oh man, I'm sorry. There's a lot of mistakes being made. I'm gonna be rewinding a lot this game. I'm gonna be rewinding a fuck ton. Okay, so even after all this happens, right? After you hit this ace, first off, here you should be getting a hatchet. Like maybe this guy just scared you. I'll admit, sometimes when I'm playing Huntress, if I turn a corner and there's a survivor running at me, sometimes I like jump. Sometimes I'm like, oh god, and then I just like smack him with my M1 because I like jump scares me. You know what I mean? And that could have been what happened to you, but assuming that isn't what happened, you definitely should have hit this guy with a hatchet. Like you have the exhaustion hatchets, which is like a perfect dead hard counter, and you could have hit this guy with the exhaustion hatchet and the blindness. I mean, you could have hit him with both, but instead you just M1 him, which kind of defeats the purpose. Also, I mean, as most of you guys know, but some of you might not know, when you hit someone with a hatchet, your cooldown is much faster than hitting with an M1. Like this weapon wipe that's currently happening doesn't happen if you hit someone with a hatchet. Like you recover very, very quickly. So basically, if someone's full health and you hit them with a hatchet, like even if you're close range, hitting them with a hatchet is better because you can recover and follow it up faster. And I feel like most people know that, but just in case you don't, that's definitely a thing. So you missed out on both of that. You missed out on your add-ons as well as the faster recovery. And on top of that, you have like this weird indecisiveness. Like, what is this? Like, instead of just chasing the Ash, like you know the Ash goes to the left here, right? Like you see him running to the left and you like turn to go for this ace, but this ace has already been running for so long. Like this dude ran away like years ago. Like actually like so long ago. Like there he is. That's just he's running away. 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 He's still running away. He's still running away. That guy is literally across the map. This ace is literally like by Shack by now. Like he is so far away. And I feel like you have this weird indecisiveness where you're like, do I want to chase the ace? And then you're like, oh shit, never mind. I want to chase the Ash. And now the Ash is far away. Like you literally just let both of them get away. You had two potential people you could have chased. The correct chase would have been the Ash. It would have been correct to chase him because he was first off closer to you, and second off, you know he's not gonna have decisive strike up because he didn't just get unhooked like the ace did. So I don't know, like you kind of just let him get away for some reason, which was weird. And yeah, now what? I mean, luckily you get discordance to go off here, because if discordance didn't go off right now, you'd kind of just be wandering around. All right, you find the ace again. You gotta stop wasting hatchets, man. You're very wasteful with your hatchets. You do get some pop value, which is good. It seems like again you're being indecisive and you're not sure you're either not sure who to chase or you're not sure where this guy went. What is happening? All right, you find this David. Let's see what you do here. That hatchet you threw earlier was a waste. That one's a waste too. Man, you need to. I think you need to conserve your hatchets a little bit more. He dead-hearted again. You could have stopped him from dead-hearted if you hatcheted him. That one landed though. Nice. You're really good at landing the very last hatchet though. I'll tell you that much. You clutch up, you know. When it comes down to the buzzer, you fucking clutch up, dude. You hit the 3-pointer every time, you know. But I gotta say, like, you waste a lot of hatchets. Like, this hatchet throw is just like, why? Like, well, okay, I guess I see why. Like, you thought that Ace was just gonna keep running. I guess I get why. But here's the advice I'll give you. I wouldn't be throwing hatchets unless they're fully charged, is what I'll say. Unless they're either fully charged. I think the only time that I would throw a hatchet that isn't fully charged is if I'm first off trying to like lob it at a gen, which is, you know, usually not good anyway. That's usually just going for fun shots. Or if someone's like locked in an animation, like if they're vaulting a window, vaulting a pallet, throwing a pallet, then you can throw it without being fully charged. But if it's or if you're right up against them, sorry. Also, if you're like right up against the survivor, like practically touching them, if you're not practically touching the survivor and they're not locked in an animation, you should basically always be fully charging your hatchets. Because like right here, like I get your idea here. Like you thought the Ace was gonna keep running and you were gonna try to like lead him and like catch him in stride or whatever. But you could have held it a little bit longer, and then even if he kept running, you could have thrown. But then you could have like waited and you reacted to what he did. You know? Because if you throw hatchets that aren't fully charged like that, it's so easy to juke them. Like any survivor that's even remotely competent, like this Ace is just gonna juke it every time, and he has been. He's been juking them, and that goes for like every other situation that you've been throwing him at too. Like over here, the same thing happens. The same thing happens right here with this David. You're like, hiya! Then he just moves out of the way. Like he literally just moves out of the way. Also, right here, I want to make another comment that isn't as big of a deal, because like it's good that you walked up to the pallet and then you started body blocking it. Actually, you didn't even really body block it. You just hit him. What you could have done here is you could have, let me do like the frame by frame back thing. What you could have did is you could have stood right here. Like you could have stood right here. That's almost a penis. Sorry, I was not drawing a penis. What I meant to do was you can stand right here. That's less of a penis. There we go. You can stand right here and basically block the pallet, and he won't be able to throw it. As long as you're standing in front of it, he won't be able to throw it. As long as you position yourself right, and then you can hit him with a hatchet, right? When you hit him with a hatchet, you apply exhaustion. He's a David, which means he probably has dead hard. And then you hit him with a hatchet, you get the faster cooldown, and then you get it down and much quicker. Just saying that's a possibility. It's like not a horrible thing that you didn't do it. Like again, he dead hards that hatchet, so like I could have saved you from that, but you end up downing him anyway, which is good. You hook him. Wait, we haven't seen any of this yet. Sorry, you down this David, you pick him up, you carry him over to the hook. You seem to be struggling to hook him. You need hatchets now though, which is kind of a bummer. They're on that gen way down there. I gotta say, your discordance is going off a lot though, which is nice. I feel like sometimes I run discordance and it literally won't even trigger for like an entire match. And that's honestly why I don't run it very often, because I feel like sometimes that like nothing happens when I run it. But you're actually it's going off quite a bit for you. So you're gonna go down and check on the gen. You're picking up a hatchet kind of randomly. You're gonna kick it with pop though, which isn't bad. There's some scratch marks at the main building. And you're gonna head over that way, or maybe you're gonna look around. What do you well, I guess you're just looking. You didn't really follow the scratch marks too well though. Like I feel like you should be sticking to the scratch marks more. Like the scratch marks are over on the left side, right? Like you don't even really go to the left side. You're not really like exploring the scratch marks. You like go the opposite way. Like as far as I can tell, it kind of looks like they either are going this way or they came from this way. But either way, you should at least like look inside and also around there. You kind of just like you look inside and you see nothing, which is okay. But that means if there's nothing on the inside, then that means that they more than likely were going out rather than coming in. So you should be looking to the left. I don't know why you look to the right. Like what's over here? There's probably nothing over here. And it seems like that there is nothing over here because you don't find anything. Now you're kind of just wandering around with like not chasing anybody, which is not good. You're applying no pressure to anyone on the map right now. And then you're just going to leave. That was kind of just like a bad... That just seemed like bad game sense to me, I guess. Like, you just didn't really know what to do with those scratch marks. You saw the scratch marks and you were just like, who in the what in the huh now? And then you just didn't find anybody. You seem to be very confused about scratch marks. Those scratch marks, I think those were just the David scratch marks. See, that's what you should... Like, that wasn't a very good throw because there was a lot of stuff in the way, but that's kind of how you should be playing with discordance. Like, you should be trying to hit them with, like, surprise hatchet throws. Whoa. You play so strange with Huntress. But then what? Why do you M1 him there? Wait, another wasteful hatchet. Like, you're just kind of chucking it at nothing. You could even have picked up a hatchet there. You fully charged the hatchet though. Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! You fully charged the hatchet. Look at what happened, dude. Fully charge your goddamn hatchets, man. Look at what happened. As soon as you fully charge the hatchet, you're a god. You're a legend. I'm gonna back it up to this though. Like, this was kind of confusing. You threw a random hatchet here, and then like while you were chasing, like right here, I don't know if this was the best time to pick up a hatchet, to be honest with you. Like you chase him around this corner. Like, he runs away from the pallet, right? Like, the pallet's here, and he runs away from it. So this was a pretty bad time to pick up a hatchet. I would have gotten close to him. I would have gotten right up against him. Huntress is like a lot like, it's almost like Hillbilly sometimes, where if somebody doesn't have like a pallet nearby, you want to get right up against them. That way they can't turn any corners, right? Like, if you're right up against them, even if he turns a corner, you could just turn the corner with him and hatchet him, right? Because you're like on his fucking booty cheeks. But you don't really like get close. You pick up a hatchet from this far away, and then you're like, I think you're like then concerned that he's going to turn this corner, right? You're like, ah, shit, he's going to turn this corner before I can hit him. So then you try to turn the corner yourself to meet him on the other side. But this corner is like huge. It's a huge corner. So he ends up not even turning the whole corner. Then you're just like, ah, fuck, now I don't get a hit. So you definitely could have got a hit there. You end up getting an M1 on him anyway because he plays this horribly. But even here, like, you could have got a hatchet. It's really odd. Like, right here, you could have picked up a hatchet. Like, even if he goes to the pallet, you probably still land a hatchet on him there. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much because he ends up not having dead hard. That's a wasteful hatchet. You shouldn't have thrown it. But it's not that big of a deal. Not every hatchet's going to land. And this was great. You fully wound it just like you should be, and then you just yucked it at him. You fucking yucked it at him. That was a good one. Keep that shit up. This is good too. I like that you're slugging here. This is actually pretty smart. I would have liked that hatchet to be like a little bit, again, that hatchet should have been fully charged. What are you, did you just not know what you were looking at right there? I mean, I couldn't really tell what I was looking at either. Like this hatchet should have been fully charged. Like, I don't know why you're like releasing this so softly. Like, look at how long it takes to get there. Like, he just gets out of the way. Actually, it didn't even land anyway. You kind of misaimed, but still, it goes so slow that he has so much time to get out of the way, you know? And like here, I guess you just don't even know what you're looking at. Either that or you just aim badly. I think you might just aim badly. I think you might not know where the center of your screen is yet, which is understandable. You throw a hatchet, this guy is picking him up, which is okay. Ooh, I wouldn't have picked up there. I would not have picked up there. You could have hit that. You could have hit that ace easily. He had nothing. He had nothing. This might still be okay though because you hooked him right beside him. No, he went around the left side, dude. You're gonna kick this with pop. You're not just gonna let that ace go, right? You're not just gonna let that ace go, are you? Oh no, dude. Oh no. Okay, what you should have did here, when you like come up on someone healing someone like this, if you're this close to him, like look at how close you are to this guy. Like, you're so fucking close to this guy, you want to at least get one hit. Like, you don't necessarily need to like slug this guy in full commit, but get one hit. Like, get this guy injured at least. Like, turn the corner and either hit him with a hatchet, or you can even literally just M1 him. Like, you don't even have to hatchet him. Like, this pallet over here is already gone. We already know. We already used this pallet earlier, right? So that pallet's gone. You can literally just hit this guy. Like, get a hell state from this ace. Like, it's a crime that you didn't hit this ace. Like, he just runs away. And even right here, like, you see him right there, right? Like, he's running. And, like, again with the scratch marks. There's no scratch marks here. I don't know why. Like, I guess maybe you're just going for the gen kick with Pop Goes the Weasel, which, again, is why I don't like Pop Goes the Weasel. Because, really, you should be looking for this ace. You should be going left and being like, Ace, where the fuck are you? Let's kill your ass. That's what you should be doing. This, like, kicking this gen right now with Pop is not worth it. This is not worth it. The ace is literally like, he literally turned this corner and he's either like over this way. He might be behind this truck. He's right, like he's here somewhere. He's right there somewhere. All you got to do is just go kill him. But you don't. You just like kind of kick the gen, and then you're just like, all right, Ace, have fun unhooking. Bye. You can have fun unhooking the Dwight for free. I'm not going to actually apply any pressure at all. Bye. Bye, friends. Bye. And then you just like kind of leave. There's scratch marks here, though. And there he goes. He gets the unhook for free. That was surely the Ace. Yep, there he is. Oh, no, dude. Man, you, I don't know, like, what's going on with you and, like, your screen jerks and shit. Like, what even happens here? Like, you just, like, you, like, whip your camera too far to the side or something? Like, what even is this? It, like, the way you aim, I don't really get it. The way you aim is weird. I mean, this was just clearly, again, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about just misaiming, but, like, this is clearly misaiming. I also want to point out that there was a guy right behind you, and you're not going to follow up on that, are you? You're not going to get that free hit, are you? Okay, let's talk about something else. There's a guy right here. There's a guy, that's a person. That's not a part of the wall, that's a person. So, like, I mean, also there's scratch marks leading up to it. So, like that's this guy's scratch marks. So, the second that you don't land this hatchet on the Ace, you should be turning around and getting that guy. Because this is a T-wall. There's, like, some kind of tile there. There's, like, more tiles down. There's a bunch of safety here, right? Like, there's a bunch of windows and pallets here. Behind you is nothing. There's a shitty Z-wall and nothing. You already used the pallet behind you. Again, like, remembering where the dead zones are is a really important part of playing killer. Like, for instance, say, like, this is the map that you're on, right? Azeroth is shaped like an eye. Like, you use the pallet that was, like, right here. Like, you use this pallet, and the Ace is, like, right here, and he's running this way. And then there's another survivor. Oh, God, how many more colors do we have? There's another survivor that's, like, right here, right? And you're, like, right here. That's a pretty bad color. You're, like, right here. And instead of, like, again, like, this is a big dead zone behind you, right? Like, this whole area right here sucks. There's nothing here. It's just free hits. If you chase somebody into this area, it's literally free hits because you already used the pallet. It's a dead zone. So instead of, like, turning around and getting the hit on the guy that's right there for free, you chase the full health guy who's, like, going into, like, there's, like, a bunch of pallets. There's, like, a bunch of shit here. Like, this is really safe. So that's kind of weird. Like, why? Like, why? You could have easily just turned around and gotten free hits behind you. But instead, you commit to this Ace. You go for, like, a fancy, like, you keep going for, like, these fancy through the window shots and stuff, but... And like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm glad that... Okay, I feel like you're learning Huntress, and I'm glad that you're experimenting, but keep in mind that if you're okay with, like, being like, okay, I'm gonna lose games for the sake of just, like, trying fancy hatchets and trying to learn, then by all means, go nuts. But that is really bad to do if you're wanting to win. I'll say that much. Because, like, if you're just chucking hatchets like it's no one's business, then you end up having no hatchets. Like, look at you right now. Now you have no hatchets. Now you have to chase this guy as a slow killer, and it's taking you forever to catch up. And then you finally get a hit, and he's just going to run further away, and then you got to reload, which lets him get even further away. It's like, if you waste hatchets with Huntress, like, if you just chuck your hatchets like crazy, then you end up just having nothing, you know? And then, you know, and they're getting all the gens done. You're going to chase this Ash. Oh, there you go. I mean, even that hatchet I don't think was good. He could have turned that corner, I think. Like, he could have easily turned that corner. Again, I still think you should be, like, holding your hatchets longer. Because, like, right there, if he turned the corner, you could have just turned the corner with him. It just, I don't know. I feel like you need to... I think that's the biggest thing that you need to do is get into the habit of holding your hatchets more. But let's just see what happens. We'll see how the rest of this game goes. You're going to hook this Ash. That's his first hook. Hey, you got 4 stacks of barbecue. They're on that gen. It sounds like they're also on the gen across the map. You didn't even look. That's really odd. That's really interesting to me that you didn't even look across the map. You saw the guy on this gen. You know, that's not even just interesting to me. I'm gonna say that's bad of you. That's bad of you to not look. Like you like you have barbecue and chili, and well, you look briefly. Did you gather information from that? Because I feel like I didn't even see it. Like, you sort of look for, like, a split second, but you don't actually take a good look, right? Like, you don't take a good look. And it's kind of weird. Like, the information you get, like, gaining information on where survivors are is invaluable to you as a killer. So, once again, if we draw the map, which is shaped like an eye, you basically just hook this guy right here. And then after you hooked him, you, like, your vision is just like this. And you completely ignore, like, this whole side of the map. Like you see a guy here and you're just like, well, fuck what's going on over there. I know there's a guy here. When like that's not good. You should be knowing, you should be at least like trying to gather information on what's going on over there. Especially since you like heard an explosion and you didn't even like look to see what the explosion was. You kind of just keep running. You miss a Hail Mary hatch on this guy, and then again, you're gonna kick it and let him get a bunch of distance. Which like I get it, you have Pop Goes the Weasel, so it's not a bad play. You're not, you seem to, dude, your tracking needs help, man. Your tracking is pretty bad. Like here, you kick this, and then after you kick it, like it's very clear, like look, like there's a scratch mark on this tree right here. I'll let it play a little bit more. Like it's very clear that he went over there. Like why would there be scratch marks on that tree if he didn't go over there? Like why do you think he's over here? I don't understand why you think he's over here. He's very clearly that way. Like he very clearly ran this way. But like now he's so far gone that the scratch marks are faded. Cause like first off, you kicked the gen with Pop, and then second off, you like followed the scratch marks. Well, you didn't even follow the scratch marks. You went some random direction and let the scratch marks fade. And then you find this ace. Miss another hatchet on him. Again, not fully winding your hatchets. Letting him dodge for free. That wasn't a bad hatchet, though. That was a pretty good one. That was pretty good, but now you're out again. So now you got to chase this guy down as a 4.4 killer. You're slow again. You're not going to try any mind games here, are you? You're just going to hold W. Moonwalk, dude. Change direction. Do something. Do something, man. You can get a hit here. Do something. Well, you did nothing. This, FYI, this isn't really a safe palette. Like, this loop is not safe. Like, there's not really good vision here. You can, like, do something. You can moonwalk. Like, by moonwalk, like, what I'm saying is, if you guys don't understand what I mean by moonwalk, you have a red light that, like, shines in front of you as a killer. Like there's like literally a red light on the ground and it's like shining in front of you that survivors can see, right? So if this ace is looking behind him, he's looking for the red light. And as long as he sees the red light still shining, he'll assume that you're just coming forward, right? So if you just walk backwards while looking forward, your red light will still be shining, but you'll be going backwards. And he won't realize that you're going the other way until it's too late. And then you can hit him at the pallet, right? Or you can hit him as he's looping. Or better yet, you can even do a double moonwalk where you fake like you're doing that, where you like turn around and go the other way and then moonwalk this way. There's all kinds of like little mind games you can do at loops like this. Like basically, as long as the wall that you're looping is tall, if it's a tall wall where he can't see over it like super easily, you can do mind games and stuff. Like you should always be trying something. Like there's really no excuse to ever play it the way you just played it. Like if you're just holding W and that's it, like this, like this, what you're doing where you just hold W here and you don't actually try anything, there's really no excuse for this. That you should never be doing this as a killer. Like you should at least be trying something. Like, worst case scenario, it doesn't work, but you still get the pallet down, right? But you should at least be trying something. Because if you do this, it's never going to work. You're literally never, ever going to get anything out of this except for, like, a stun and then a pallet break, which is not really good. Like, you should always be at least trying for the hit. And then they pop the gen. Someone got adrenaline. I hope it wasn't that ace, but I'm not sure. I can't remember who was who from the Hell States. I've been rewinding too much. But you reload again, so they're all gone once again. If you haven't noticed yet, there's kind of a pattern where you waste all your hatchets, and then when you reload, everybody fucking leaves, and then you have no chase. I don't know if you've noticed that pattern yet or not, but it's a very important pattern. You should probably keep an eye on that. Fully wind your hatchets, please. You see what I mean about not fully winding your hatchets? All these hatchets could have landed. There you go. See, when he's lost in animation, that's when you don't have to. Fully wind it. Yes! Look, I bet you land it. Okay, well, you didn't land it. You misaimed it a little bit, but that's a much better way to do it. Fully wind your hatchets, man. Fully wind him. This guy's exhausted, so you don't got to worry about dead hard, so you just swing at him, which is good. Man, I'm telling you, if you were fully winding your hatchets this whole match, it might have been a whole different match. It feels like your like hatchet mentality is you don't really fully wind them like ever, and you kind of just like you just go for like prediction hatchets. You just kind of chuck hatchets wherever you think survivors are gonna go, whether it's in an open field or like through windows. You kind of just like you're like, survivor might pass through here, and you kind of just chuck them. Like that again, which is, I think you were trying to throw over the rock, but you just aimed badly. I think a lot of it might just be you misaiming, you know? Like your aim is definitely off on a lot of these. I feel like I can see what you're trying to go for. It's just that you're not doing it correctly. And somehow you end up chasing this ace too. Honestly, I'm wondering how you even get one kill this game, to be honest with you. Like it kind of feels like they're all about to get out. Did you lie in your title? Did you actually get 0? I guess we'll see. You reload again, which again gives them a ton of distance. Maybe you're gonna find one of the injured guys. Yeah, he's right there. There's yeah. Oh man, these hatchets. They're just, I mean, I don't even know if you did that on purpose. I think you might have aimed badly there and then he just like juked into it. Either that or you anticipated the juke. I don't know. But man, I think those are just bad times to pick up hatchets. Like there's no pallet there. There's really, oh man. It's okay. So here's another thing that I really think that you need to learn, that you really need to like know and hear. I'll wait until the match is over because I think the match is about to be over, right? One person already left. You have this ace down. You're gonna check on this gate. I'm pretty sure the person that was here just left though. I don't think there's actually anybody here. Like the guy that escaped, I'm pretty sure was the guy that was there. Someone just healed. Did you already forget where you down the ace? Are you not able to find him? It was over there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There you go. There you go. There you go. I don't know if that was you losing track of him or if that was you looking for other people. I would not hook him right here, by the way. This is a really bad idea. This is like a horrible idea that I don't know why killers do this. If there's an open gate, like, dude, there's literally an open gate right here. Like right here is safety and salvation and you losing the video game. And you choose the hook that's right beside it, dude. Like turn around and pick another hook that's like further into the map, man. Like that way, if they like save, if they run up and try to save with borrowed time, or if they run up and try to body block, they have to cover more distance to get to the gate, right? Like this basically just guarantees that if they come up and go for a save, that they'll be able to do it, even if you can't. Well, if they know what they're doing anyway, they'll be able to save even through you camping. Like that's a terrible place to hook. Okay, they don't have a teammate here. If their other teammate was here though, like if they had another teammate there to like body block, you might have not gotten that down. Like that's a really risky place to hook. You're gonna hook this guy now. I'm assuming this is just gonna be all it is, right? Is this guy on death hook? No. I'm assuming we're just gonna 1-for-1 until the game's over, right? I don't really see much else happening here. I guess we'll wait and see though. Either that or this guy's gonna let go and these guys are both gonna get out the other gate. Like you can't, and also you can't leave this hook now. Like because the hook is so close to the gate, you can't leave it, right? Like you literally cannot leave. This Dwight is, he's so bad. He's so bad. All he had to do was take a hit there for that Ash. Why he didn't take a hit for that Ash? He doesn't have DS, does he? That Dwight threw so hard. Like truthfully, you should have got no kills here. Like all this Dwight had to do was just get behind the Ash and body block. Like this Dwight, quite frankly, is like one of the worst teammates I've ever seen. This is like Survivor basics right here, where like when you're full health and the guy behind you is injured, you get behind him and take a hit. I don't know why the fuck he was just like, yeah, sorry Ash, I'm fucking out of here, dude. Best of luck, nerd. Best of luck. You know, I'm full health and you're injured, but I'm fucking out of here, dude. I got that 5K points on the brain, baby. I'm out of here, dude. And Ash is like left out to dry. What a horrible teammate that Dwight is. I mean, I guess he got the unhook, but like, you're probably better off not getting the unhook if you're just gonna let him die like that. The fuck? What the fuck, Dwight? So now he's dead, and the other guy, wasn't there scratch marks right there, or was that Endgame? I couldn't really tell because it was kind of pixely. I think it was just Endgame. I doubt this guy's going to be making a run for this gate when he's injured. He's probably at the other gate. Like, I don't see him coming here. It doesn't really make any sense. He's probably at the other gate or he's at Hatch. Yeah, he's already out. And there you go. That was, that's the 1K. We could even go to the end here and look. Man, your shit is so fancy looking. I mean, like nothing really crazy. Like they're all pretty low rank. Like nothing crazy as far as perks goes and stuff. Like honestly, it was pretty tame. So here's a couple pieces of advice that I think you really need to hear. Like something I noticed was like hatchets like this one seem to happen a lot. You shouldn't like, okay, here's the things I'm going to tell you to improve. I gotta tell you, I think you're still very low and on the hunters department. I know you said that that you like have played a bit of huntress, but honestly, you still have a long way to go. because I feel like there's still some very fundamentals to Huntress that you don't really understand yet. So I'm just gonna give you that as far as advice. As far as the basic fundamentals, you should not be picking up a hatchet if there's a corner that they're able to turn. Like this guy has a corner that he's able to turn right here. Like there's a staircase that goes up, and there's a wall, and he goes inside, right? If they're able to turn a corner within like 1 second, you should never pick up a hatchet. Like you picking up a hatchet here is just a waste of time. It's a waste of time, and then it also wastes the hatchet. So like not only do you slow down while you pick up the hatchet, which gives them more distance, you also waste the hatchet, which means that you have less, so you have to eventually go reload. And like I said earlier, remember I said to pay attention how every time you reloaded, everyone got away and they got a bunch of distance. So reloading is very, very bad. You want to do that as minimum as like minimal as possible. So like this hurts you so much. It wastes a hatchet, it gives the survivor even more distance. It's such a horrible play. And I've noticed that you did that like 30 times this game, man. Like so many times you went for hatchets that you had no business going for. Luckily this dude ended up vaulting the window, even though you didn't even chase him inside, because again, these survivors really aren't that good. So you managed to get it down on him anyway. But that's a huge mistake you make, like that, where you do that. So definitely try to keep an eye on that. There's like countless other times you do that. If they're able to turn a corner in like a second, do not pick up a hatchet. Do not do it. It is not worth it. You're just going to be wasting your hatchet every single time. The other thing I would tell you is to fully wind your fucking hatchets. I've been saying it all game, but fully wind your damn hatchets, dude. Fully wind them, dude. Fully wind them. Let's go to the exit gate. I think that's the part that I want to talk about. I think where it was the most glaringly obvious. Okay, sorry, I found it. It's right here. Like right here. Like fully wind your damn hatchet, dude. Like this guy is gonna juke this. There's literally like it takes so long from this to travel from here to there that he has so much time to juke. And watch, he does. Well, that was kind of laggy, but like watch, he very easily jukes it. And I think you do it a second time too, don't you? Right here, I think you do it again. Like, why are you releasing that hatchet? He has all day to juke it, dude. Just fully wind it. Just fully wind it. Fully wind either one of these hatchets. And again, your aim is a little bit off, so I'm not going to say guaranteed you'd land it. But as you get better at aiming, as long as your aim is good, these hatchets will land 100% of the time. Like a good huntress will land these hatchets 100% of the time as long as they fully wind it. So like you do got to work on your aim, but like that'll come with time. But this is just a bad decision. Like releasing this hatchet early is just bad decision making, you know? So that's it. If they're about to turn a corner, don't pick up a hatchet. If they're in an open field and you know can fully wind it and still get a hit, fully wind it, because that extra velocity, that extra speed that your hatchet gets, makes it monumentally harder to fucking dodge. I won't even say harder to dodge. It makes it impossible to dodge, really. Like if you aim correctly, they're just gonna get hit, unless they're like the whole way across the map. But a fully wind hatchet travels really, really, really fast. It's very difficult to dodge as long as you aim it correctly. So those are the big two pieces of advice I'll give you. I will also say that, again, I understand that like maybe you're just trying to learn huntress, and maybe that's why you're going for all these like wacky hatchets. But like I feel like you're kind of overusing hatchets, which that might sound dumb to say, because obviously like huntress, that's like huntress's like main form of doing damage. But there was a lot of places where like I felt like you were just throwing hatchets like just to throw them, you know? Like hold on, let me find one that I was talking about. Like right here is a main one. Like after you miss this on this ace, like this hatchet right here, like it just feels like you're trying to go for something. First off, you're way too late on this. Like before I even see how far he is, I can already tell you that he's like past this. Like he's way past already. So I can already tell you that already. But like that hatchet, for instance, it's like you don't actually have any vision over there. You're kind of just like throwing the hatchet through the window and just like praying that he happens to be there when there's really no reason for him to be there. And again, like it's cool to go for fancy stuff like that if you're trying to learn, but keep in mind that every time you miss a hatchet, it gets you closer to having to reload. And then when you have to reload, all the survivors run away and then you end up with no chase and then you lose a bunch of pressure. Like having to constantly reload hurts you a fuck ton, and it seems like you've been doing that a lot too. And like just to comment on this more, like he's very clearly gone. Like if you see, like he already turned the corner, right? You walk the whole way up to the corner, so like that amount of time it takes you to walk up to the corner, he's already gone. Like he's already long gone. Like he's gone. Like you can barely see him turning the corner there. Like you are so slow to do that anyway. But that's like another thing. I feel like if you want to win more games, you really what it boils down to is you just need to know when to hatch it. You need to know when to hatch it, and then you also need to fully wind them. That's basically it. Practice on your aim is one thing that you can work on, which I can't really help you with, but you can just practice that as you play. But practice on knowing when to pick up a hatchet, and also to basically fully wind them if they're in the open. Also, last piece of advice: if you're throwing it over objects like you were in the very beginning, back up from the object a little bit. Back up away from the object. And you know what? Here, I actually have one more piece of advice I'm going to give you. Okay, one more piece of advice before I'm done, because I know I've been saying the same thing over and over again, and you guys are probably like, okay, Tofu, we've already heard it 1,000 times, we get it. But here, if you're trying to throw over objects, like if there's like a medium wall, like obviously these like humongous walls you can't throw over, but these like smaller walls that you can throw over, keep in mind the objects on it, right? Like some parts of it are higher than others. Like these tires are higher than the rest, right? Like sometimes you'll get objects that are shaped like, I don't know, like this or something, right? And like when an object's shaped like this, you want to try to throw the hatchet over the smallest part, right? Like you don't want to throw over the fucking tallest part. You want to throw over the smallest part. So like here, for instance, it's like right here, like this little inlet right here is a really good place to like release your hatchet. So what you want to do is, first off, fully wind your hatchet. Once again, fully wind it. I know I'm sounding fucking, I know it's getting old. Firmly grasp it and fully wind it, and then like try to like bait the survivor, like loop into the survivor, like basically walk towards him. Because if you're walking towards him, it's gonna force him to loop around, right? Like if he sits still, then you can hit him. Like if you walk towards him, it forces him to continue looping, and then you basically want to like back up and throw over this inlet right as he passes by. Is basically what you want to do. And it's like right here, instead you kind of just throw it, but you could have easily got a hit right there if you would have baited him into going like past that little divot and then throw through that divot. That's how you get hits at tiles like this, which is also another thing to work on. There's also one right here. Like there's like a divot right like here that you can kind of throw through. I will admit the hitboxes on the new Autohaven, like some of the hitboxes on these new tiles are whack as shit. So maybe this isn't the best example. If it was like a Macmillan map or like a swamp map or something with like loops like that might be a little bit better of an example. These loops have really weird hitboxes, but generally speaking, the same rule still applies though. Like wherever like the lowest point in the loop is, that's where you want to throw the hatchet, and you want to try to basically fully wind your hatchet and then circle around the loop with the survivor on the other side. Force the survivor to like loop around, and then release the hatchet through the smallest part whenever the survivor passes by. That's basically all I got. That's all the advice I got. I think you still have a long way to go get good at Huntress, man. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I think you're very, very new to Huntress still. Huntress is, but I will admit, Huntress is one of the hardest killers to learn. She is fucking difficult. There is a lot to her. She is probably like, she might be the killer that requires the most knowledge. I'm not going to say she's the hardest. I think Nurse is mechanically harder, but I think she might have like the most stuff to learn about her. You have to learn how her hatchets interact with like every object. There's so much to learn about Nurse. It takes so long to become a really good... Wait, a nurse? Huntress. It takes so long to become a really good Huntress player. So like, don't beat yourself up about it or anything. It's all good. You're definitely still in the beginner stage and you have a lot to learn, but try to practice what I told you, and I'm sure you'll get better. Anyone's capable of being a good Huntress. It just takes practice and takes some game knowledge and just knowing what to work on. So keep at it. I hope you guys learned a thing or two from this. That's going to be all for this video. Like the video if you guys liked it. Helps me a lot with the algorithm and all that. Sub to the channel as well, because I'm uploading literally daily. And also feel free to stop by my Twitch stream sometime. I'm live 6 nights a week at twitch.tv/OhTofu. And that's going to be it for me, guys. I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I will see you guys later. I'm out of here. See ya. Take care. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya. See you later. See ya.